Clock on the wall reads 7 p.m. on November 1st, 2018. I'd like to call the Strategic Planning Committee meeting to order. Roll call.
Marjorie Bartelli. Here. Jay Fisher.
Here.
Richard Flynn.
Here.
Tom Hummel.
Here.
Liz Sullivan.
Here.
Emily Swistak.
Here.
Longri Wang.
Here.
Elizabeth Hopkins absent. Will Savage.
Here.
Tatiana Weinstein.
Here.
And Beth McClellan here.
Quorum is present. We'll move to item 2 on the agenda, which is opportunity for visitors to speak. I do not see any visitors with us this evening. So we will move on to item 3, which is the approval of the minutes of the October 19th, 2018 committee meeting minutes.
I make a motion to approve the minutes for the October 19th, 2018 strategic plan committee meetings.
There is a motion.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? All right, we'll let Beth take a roll call.
Marjorie Bartelli.
Yes.
Richard Flynn.
Aye.
Jay Fisher.
Aye.
Tom Hummel.
Aye.
Liz Sullivan.
Aye.
Emily Swistak.
Aye.
Longri Wang.
Aye.
And Will Savage.
Aye. The motion is approved. The minutes are approved. Item 4 on the agenda is the review of the draft 2019-22 strategic plan.
Okay, so we've got our plan here. You see the cover page. It's got kind of the word cloud behind it, comprised of our focus areas and the other attributes regarding the plan. And then we've got our vision. If you flip the page, we have our president's letter. After that, we did the modifications, added the additional language as recommended from our last meeting in the yellow highlights, and then supplied the dates on that particular page. If you flip to the next page, at the top, if we forward this draft to the next board meeting, we'll have met 9 times. And just under the focus areas, there's language there to direct people forward through the plan if they want any more information. At the bottom on this page, I added language about where to find additional information about cards and district boundaries. And on our website, the map is already there. There's some live links to the DuPage County map with the streets. If you flip through past the focus areas, because those we already took care of, to the last page, just added some pictures there. There's some pictures of the facility, pictures of technology, some instruction, outreach, awareness. It was really hard to depict everything in relation to things like policy writing or grant writing or things like that. And I also didn't want too many photos because I think we'll have more photos once we start achieving some of the objectives of the plan as we move through the plan in the next 3 years. So that's that. And if we're satisfied with this draft, obviously I'd clean up the yellow highlighted areas and things like that. The next step is to refer this plan to the Board of Trustees meeting, and the next meeting's on the 14th at 7 p.m. And then once approved, what we'll do is we'll post the final version on our website. We'll make paper copies available at all the public service desks. And I just want to thank the committee for all the work and the discussion. But if we wanted to change anything now's the time to do it before moving it forward, if we want to move it forward.
Other comments?
Yeah, quick question, and I guess this is for you, Jay. Would you consider changing the second to the last paragraph that starts out in your letter, the strategic plan, and then maybe consider changing the last, after customer service, the last line, for which the Lisle Library is known?
When I looked at that today, Liz, I realized I ended that sentence with a preposition, and I shouldn't have done that.
So how do we want that to read?
So say it
Maintain the
again.
first class customer service for which the Lisle
Oh, for which the Lisle Library is known.
Do we also want to add district in there?
Library district, thank you.
And then
So we're
the first
correcting
part of
that.
the sentence, Lisle Library District, too.
Library. Thank you. Be consistent.
This is just a visual thing. Like, I like this font, but I think it's a little hard to be reading. If there could be a more, like, basic font for it.
That's fine.
I don't know which one, but one that doesn't have as many curvies and stuff. Like, I love this font for, like, personal use, but I feel like for this, it needs to be a more
Clean.
clean, straight
I
line
wanted it
kind
to
of.
be different from the font that was. in
Right,
the-
and I get that, I just feel like it needs to be something that's
Different.
a little bit easier to look at.
Like maybe a Times New Roman, just, I agree with you. I thought that when I was reading it. Yeah, just a regular, plain vanilla.
Term you're looking for is sans serif. Sans serif font.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm good with it, but to capture all the discussions we had.
There's just a couple under the executive summary. The very first paragraph, should there be a period after 2018?
yes, I marked that too, Marjorie.
And then the next page, under 2018, we have the February 21st, 2108.
Ooh,
Good
call.
catch.
Good eyeballs.
Marjorie,
very
where
top.
was that again?
On the
Executive
page of the
summary,
map.
right at the top,
the top.
2108 instead of 2018. On that same page, underneath the 4 boxes that going across where it says the 3-year plan, is there supposed to be a hyphen between 3 and year?
Yes.
And then in the highlighted section below that for 2019 through 2022, there's an extra space after the 9 before the hyphen.
Yes.
And I guess at the top too, with the date at the top, there's February 21st, 2018, shouldn't there be a comma after the 2018? Because when there's dates and sentences, isn't there supposed to be a comma after a year?
Where are we?
At the very top, where we fixed the 2108 to 2018, isn't there supposed to be a comma after the year when we're writing dates?
Yes and no.
Pause there, yeah.
that's,
That
Like, I'm
was-
not sure, that's why I'm asking.
It used to be that way, but over the past so many years, they have dropped it.
Okay,
I will look into it.
okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom of that same page, the very end of it, it says white shapes are unincorporated, but it says faux white shapes.
Oh, weird.
I thought it was a
What are faux
special
white?
kind of white, so I didn't really actually.
I've noticed that too.
Oh, a special shade of white.
Do you know what? I looked it up online because I thought, well, faux white, maybe that's a color.
I know, that's a mistake.
I'm glad you asked the question, because I thought you might ask it, it'd be so obvious, everybody know what's for white.
Yeah, we know what that is. You don't know faux white?
Excellent copy editors we have.
Yes.
This is good.
And actually, now I rescind my question about the comment after 2018, because now I'm thinking about it, it's saying that date marked the beginning, not something happened on that date.
Yeah.
And so the use is
Doesn't need a
different.
pause there.
Now that I'm thinking of it more.
And this will still be in draft form, but without the highlights and without anything in our next board packet too. So if we find anything else, we can still give one more shot.
Still change it?
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Is there any other comments or
Oh, wait,
committee?
sorry.
Oh, we found them.
Well, no, it's just a question, because so like it looks like, and maybe it's just my eye. No, never mind. The formatting on the focus areas, like it looked different, the justification, the way it's spread out, like the spaces are wider between some of the words. Like in the very bottom of the page, number 4, on the first focus area one, the advocacy, outreach, and awareness. Like it looks like there's extra spacing. Like if so it was like that, like if it was justified wide across as opposed to, do you see what I'm saying?
No?
I do.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
So on the focus areas, advocacy, outreach, awareness, at the very bottom in 4, it's like it's the full wide justification, so the spacing looks bigger in number 4, like between the words,
Yeah,
Or
it looks-
between the words.
than the
it
other
looks-
ones.
It looks right justified.
And then same with the objective too. The objective is also like that with extra, like the spacing is wider between the words.
The kerning.
Huh?
That's what it's called, the kerning.
I don't even know what it's, but
It looks like it might be the font that's doing that, because every time it is a wide space,
Yeah.
there's usually a much, like a longer word starting the next sentence. So instead of moving it, is it like up at the top?
Right.
Where, so I see exactly what you're talking about. It
Yeah.
might be.
So I'm wondering if
also-
it's a formatting thing, like
Yeah.
it's saying fill this whole section and then go to the next line as opposed to like further below where it's the objective under facility isn't like that. You know,
I'll
just
see if there's
curious
some weird.
if there's a
Yeah,
formatting
So,
thing.
yeah, as Will said, the first line of the second sentence is
Yeah.
a large word, so that
Right,
they expanded the previous.
To try to make it
the
fit.
first-
yeah, I see that,
Definitely worth looking at,
but it's,
though.
yeah, there's definitely something,
Yeah, even on the next page, it does it again, like in number 2, under organizational culture,
Oh, yeah. just
Yeah.
A little bit.
so.
so I don't know if it's a, and then number 4
It
too.
doesn't throw me, but it is there. So, I mean, I'll look into it and see, and maybe I'll just change the font and see if it changes it up a bit.
Yeah, because it's in a few of them. Who knows?
Good eye.
Any other comments? Suggestions? Does the committee wish to refer the strategic plan with all the calculated changes to the Board of Trustees for their recommendation?
I move. Do we, no, we don't move, do we?
Do we not? That's a good
You can-
question.
Do we
Yes.
Only to
recommend?
review,
Yes,
you
we
say.
move.
Yes, okay,
Move.
that's
Well,
fine.
good.
But not for the board recommendation, for the board's
For
vote.
the board, thank you. Do you wish to make that motion, Liz? Or Ro-
I move that we have the board vote on this. Is that?
Recommend.
That's correct. Recommend the strategic plan for the board's vote, is it?
May I suggest that the motion be rephrased as move that this be placed on the November 14th agenda for board vote?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to move this for inclusion on the board's agenda for November 14th. Is there discussion on the motion?
The only thing I have to ask is, if it's not, does it be on the agenda to make a motion or not? I mean, or do we even need to make a formal
I don't know if we need to. I mean, I think you could just,
appointment?
like a policy or anything, you can recommend that it moves to the board.
Yeah.
That's probably the safest thing, 'cause
Safest thing is we already have a motion on the table.
Yeah.
Let's use
I
it.
think,
Is
I
your
think the motion-
concern that we're voting on something that wasn't listed
Yeah,
as
I
a
don't know,
vote?
like
and
an agenda item,
Yeah.
that's my only concern, so.
So it could be a violation of some
Yeah,
sort?
So that's the only
Yeah,
thing.
there's no action item there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
always
it's
the-
probably just best, I mean, we do it for the committee meetings, I believe, usually anyhow, so this is what this is. so.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, it's gonna be on the board meeting anyways, so it's probably, in my opinion, be safer just to go that route. Less people.
Just have a consensus
Yeah,
recommendation.
I mean, that's on this.
As opposed to a roll call vote,
Yeah,
you say?
that's what I'd say. Oh, it's up, I mean, it's up to the group.
we have a motion. Do you wish to withdraw your motion?
No.
No? Okay. And we,
But the motion doesn't belong to me. The motion belongs to the group.
I'm
Is this consensus of the
withdrawing,
group?
I'm withdrawing my
Your second?
second, yeah.
is the consensus of the group then that we take the consensus of the group? That we should move the strategic plan out of the committee and move it to the Board of Trustees?
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, I would think so, because it says review on the agenda.
Mhm.
It didn't ask for taking a vote.
All right. Then is it the consensus of the group then that we do that?
Yes.
I see head shaking.
Yes.
Yes, head shaking.
Record by no.
And one no from.
Any
Trustee
committee
Flynn.
can always move to refer something to a larger body. It doesn't have to be on the agenda.
Well, as
We are.
Tatiana said, thank you all to the committee
Yes, I do.
for your nine meetings and all your work.
No, thank
This has
you.
been
So,
a.
yeah.
Tatiana, you've done a really good job.
Thank you. I think we're focusing on the right things for the next 3 years. I think we're gonna do some good things, and just for the record, so when we implement some of these things, there'll be discussion about them, especially for the larger things in our board meetings or in committee meetings, and we'll document them as we achieve some of these goals in the next 3 years. Good stuff.
So yes, and so thank you, Tatiana, for your work, as well as the whole committee members.
Yeah.
It's been very productive.
Yeah, we gave you a spaghetti bowl and you kind of straightened it
I
out.
think we all did good work. We can adopt this next week, or 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Thank you. No other business coming before the committee. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
There was a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned.